Let us look at the problem number 4 in part A. And this problem number 4 is a continuation of problem number 3. And you know that in the problem 3, we have created student.dat at the end of the problem number 3. Now we will use that, we have renamed the student.dat to stud.dat, and we are going to take that and proceed with the problem number 4. Now what we need to do in the problem number 4? In the problem 4, we need to use the student stud.dat file that was created previously, and then add the following permissions, like the execute permission to the user, and remove the write permission from the group, as well as check the changes in the permission by listing the files. Next we need to do is we need to select only female names and store them in female.dat, as well as we have to select only male names and store them in male.dat. The third thing that we are supposed to do in this problem is to combine the names of both the files and show the new files. Okay. So what do I mean by saying that is we have male.dat and female.dat, combine them and put them in single file. The next thing that we are supposed to do is change the case of alphabets of the content in male.data. So what do I mean by saying that is if your name is starting with the capital MANI, then you are supposed to change the capital into small case and change the small case to capital. So this is what we are supposed to do, change the case. The last thing that we need to do is list all the files that starts with the B in the current directory. So let's look at all of them one after the other. So we will go with the first part, and that is to give execute permission to the stud.dat. I have Linux with me, and let me first ls here. You must ensure that student.txt file is there. Now what did they say here is student.dat. Did I rename it as student.dat or student.txt? Okay. In the last problem, just verify whether I gave it as student.txt. Let me just cat that thing. This is not required because I am not very sure what name I gave. stud.txt. Okay, so I'm going to just rename it. Renaming is very simple. Move this file stud.txt to stud.dat. So I've just renamed it. Let me ls it. You got stud.dat. You can create this file. Okay, there's nothing that you need to complete the previous problem. Just pause the video and just create this one. So simple. You can just use the vi editor or any editor, create a file that has the thing that is required is the name and gender. Rest is we're not going to use it. Now let's come back to the problem now. Let me lsl on the student.dat, and let's look at the permission that we have. So we have a read and write permission for the user, and we have read permission for user and group. So what we are supposed to do in this problem is to give an execute permission to the user. So we need to provide a execute permission here. So how do I do that thing? Let's chmod that. So chmod and user plus we need execute permission. So that's what they want. sorry, that's what they want, execute for the user. And what's the name of this file? Okay, student stud.dat. So I gave sorry, did I when I talk I just forget what I'm typing. It is not E, sorry, it is X, the command. Okay, let's sorry about that. That is the X for execution. So when I talk and when I type, sometimes things go wrong. Okay, so we have this execute permission. Let's look at that, and let's look at what is the difference. So we have no permission here before I gave the correct command, and that is the X command here, and we have the execute command for the user. So is it only for the user? Okay, remove the right permission from the group. I think I don't have the right permission from the for the group, so there is no point in removing the right permission. Okay, for the group I don't have the right permission. For your kind information, I'm going to just set the right permission for the group. Not again, I know why I'm typing that. Okay, so just to give you the right permission, that's not really required, but so where is ls? Okay, so I gave the right permission to the group. Now how do I remove this permission? To remove this permission, you use -w, right permission. So I hope you know the permissions there. So what are the permissions that we have there? So we have read, write, execute. Plus is to add, minus is to not equal to, minus is to remove, there is equal to, and I will keep that as an exercise to you. What happens if you put equal? Very, very important. It might be asked for the examination. That's why I'm not disclosing that answer. So you have the owner is U, group is G, others is O. So if you say U plus something, you are adding read, write, execute permission. If you start with the G minus, you are removing read, write, execute permission. If you say O plus read, write, execute permission, and that's why you'll be able to do that thing. So what I've done over here is I have removed this, okay, and I have added this. So these two lines are required. So you add the permission and you remove the permission. So what are the things that you are going to do for the practical record? Definitely you are going to take this whole thing, copy paste it to your Word document. I'm not going to do it in Word. Okay, so let's look at add the following permission. And what's the first permission? First permission is execute to the user. So how am I going to do that? For your record book, what are you going to do? First of all, you just show the permission that what was the original permission. You just show that. So you tell the examiner that this was the original permission that you had, and what did you do then? You added the permission, and then you show that this is after that. So what did you do? Then you added the plus x, and then finally you said, okay, this is the permission. Now for the second permission, you didn't have that permission, so there was no point in doing anything there. But because they have asked, you're going to do it. Okay, you're going to just remove the permission from the user. Okay, so from the right permission from the group. This is what you're supposed to. They have asked you to do so. So you're going to remove it, but this has no effect at all because you don't have the right permission for the group. And it is when there is no permission, there is no, when you are not given any permission, there is no point in removing it out. Okay. So if something is given, then only you can remove it. Let's go to the last part. check the changes in the permission, and we have already done that thing. So ls minus l student.dat, this is the change in the permission. So you will notice that the right permission there is for the group there is no change, because there is no point in removing a right permission when it was not given. Let's go ahead and let's look at the second part over here, and let's try to solve the second part. I'm going to just copy paste it so that you also know what you're supposed to do for the practicals. So we need to remove the females, filter out females. Now what do I mean to say that is, let's go here, let me clear this clutter, let me cat this student. Okay, now what we need to do is we need to select only the females, that is this line and this line and this line. How did I know that they are females? Because the gender says they are females. Okay, so this is how I know that. Okay, now the question is you will say that okay, that's so easy, that's child's play, and I can do that thing, and you will say that okay, grep, and what is the filter you are going to use? You will use the filter, simplest filter. You are going to say f, and what is the name of the file? Stud.net, .dat, and you get it. Now you get it. This time you really get it, because the name that I gave is something really interesting ones. Now the question is, I'm going to add one extra name there. For your kind information, I'm going to do that thing. I'm going to say cat, and I'm going to concatenate, let's say, to the student.dat, and I'm going to say 107. Okay, I'm going to say Firoz. Okay, assume that Firoz is male, and he is in BCom, let's say, and he got some 666 marks. Some marks he has got, there's nothing much to be done there. I save it. Let me cat this file first. So let me cat this file, and let's see what is. Okay, I have Firoz here, who is male. Okay, so that's very important thing. Let me clear it, and let me do it one more time for you. Okay, I have the Firoz who is male, but what is why I am so interested in this is look at here, it starts with the F, it contains that capital F. Now your command that you think that's going to work, that is filter female, that is because this F, you are talking about this F, and you try it. Okay, and what happens is the grep doesn't know that you were actually looking at this F here. It thinks that the Firoz is also female, but it is not. So assuming that I don't know whether there may be somebody with Firoz as a female, but assuming that he is male, now this is going to create a trouble to you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to first cut out this one. So remember, what do I want in the problem? What they said is, you just get the name here. They are not interested in the remaining part. So this BSC, BCom, they are not interested. They are not interested in the register number. So what I can do is I can cut the field number 2 and 3. So let's cut this field number 2 and 3 from the student.dat. So what did I do? I cut, remember I have not filtered, I have just cut from the original file. I have cut only these two things. So I have only names and the gender, that's all. I have only this part. Now from this, gender is not really required, but I need to filter, that's why gender is required. Now let me give this thing to, I'm going to give it to grep, and I'm trying to filter this. So let's look at this one. I'm going to give it to, let me clear it, and let me do that thing. Okay, so what did I do? I did this one, and then I'm going to give it to grep, and I'm going to say the grep, okay, you filter female. Now this is not going to work again. Now again the grep says, now I didn't know that you were interested in this second field. I thought you were only interested. I didn't know that you were interested in this, but there is one F in this last line also. So what I'm going to say now is that there is now the trick can be played. Now I'm going to say that the line must end. Remember, this is the end of this line. There is nothing after this. So I'm going to say that line must end with F. How do I say that? You know very well, if you say caret, that means the line starts with it. If you say dollar, the line ends with it. So I'm saying that the line must end with it. So you may have Firoz or anything. F may be there in between. For example, Kavita, F something may be there. Okay, so Kavita may not contain F there, but the second name may contain F. So F may be there somewhere. But now I'm saying that if the F ends here, the last thing that is the F, then I get it. Now you notice that now I really got only females here. Now what am I supposed to do? Now for my question, I am not interested in the gender. They said you gave us only the name, not their genders. So what can I do it? I'm going to again cut this one. So I cut the original file. Remember, original file was a very lengthy file with a lot of things, register number, marks, and so on and so forth. I removed the unnecessary field. Now I don't want this field also. So I'm going to say again, cut the field number 2. So can I get the cut the field number not 2, cut the field number 1. Can I get the names here? So this is the name. So this is what I wanted. So let's clear this thing, and this is what is required. But according to the program, the problem, you store them in female.dat. You have to store it in female.dat. So this one you are not supposed to show it on the screen. You are supposed to show it on female.dat. Done. Let's ls and see, do you have female.dat? Yes, we have female.dat. Can I cat this female.dat? Yes, I have it. Okay, so for your assignment, for your record book, this is required. Okay, this is required, only female, and this is also required. So which one? Cat dot this part. Okay, so this one is required. Let's go ahead and let's put that thing. Okay, so you got the first part. The second part says do the same thing for the males. So is it so difficult? If you know how to do it for the females, can you do it for the males? So it's simple as just change this one as M. That's all. It's the same old story. From the, let me show that thing. Sorry, I think when I talk and do it, I sometimes forget that this is required. Let me do the male, and first I'll show you before I write to something. This is male. Now if you don't use this one, so I get names. Okay, again, if you notice that money was there, and there may be a girl, like if you do the previous thing, like Malati, Maya. So it starts with the M. Okay, that Malati or Maya may be female. So that if you use the grep and just filter on M, you will end up in much bigger trouble. So this is what we are supposed to do it. So let's write to male dot. This is what they have said. Write this thing to this part to male.dat, and that's all. And let's cat the male.dat, and let's cat it. Okay, and this is what you get it. Okay, so do I have it? Oh my god, let me clear it. When I talk, I don't know, when I talk I tend to make mistakes. This is M, sorry, because it is filtering males, and then let's cat it. Okay, so we got it. This is the M for male. Okay, so we got the thing. Let's try and let's paste it. Okay, so the problem B is solved successfully. Let's go to the problem C. Combine the names of both of them and put them in new file. Okay, so that's simple as that. Now you split them, put them back. How do we do that? Very simple. So if you want to combine cat male.dat, I will make it as female.dat, because some people can question me why male first. So first female, so you get it, then males. Okay, because males don't object on that. Okay, so let's put it into a new file called both names dot dat. Okay, I did this because I want something to start with B. That is why I said both names. I would have given something else also. Okay, done. Into a new file, cat both names. You have all the names there. This is what we have. So we got it. Last one is change the alphabets of the content of male.dat. Okay, let's try to change the content. Let me clear the clutter. So let's put this one. D is this one. So how do I change the content? So let's see cat dot males cat dot let's say cat dot males mal dot dat. Okay, so you got it. And what am I supposed to give it to a translator tr, and what am I supposed to tell it? So if something is starting with the capital A and capital Z, you need to change it to small case. So capitals must be changed to small case. In the same way, if something is starting with the small case, you must change it with the capitals. Okay, so as simple as that. So what is I'm sorry, I pressed the right click. I know today is not my day. Okay, something is terribly going wrong. Okay, so in any case, so this is what happens. So you know this money was there, M was in the capitals, M was there in capitals, and it is changed to small case. So M is there in capital, it is changed to small case. R is there in capital, it is changed to small case, and so on. If it is in small case, change it to capital. As simple as that. Did they ask us to store it in that file? No, I suppose they have not asked me to change that. Let me just put that thing and let me give this command. Okay, so this is what you are supposed to do. Okay, if you want to write to a file, that's they have not mentioned anything about the files. Okay, so I can't I assume that they just want us to do this one. Now if they want us to do something else, so we will do it later, but let's see. Let's go to the last one, and the last one happens to be, let's go here and control C it, and let's look at what is the last thing that we are supposed to do. List all the files that starts with B. This is child's play. Now again, let me clear the clutter. And how do you do that? So let's okay, ls is for listing anything that starts with the B. If you say B star, if you say, what's going to happen? Okay, so it's going to say no such file or directory. Why? ls, if you do it, you get this. So if I say B star dot star, okay, it's going to say No, I cannot filter this one. The reason is I am not supposed to put the double quotes. Okay, so what about this one? So lsb star will work. And I don't know, I think today is not my day. I am making a lot of mistakes today. Anyhow, so you get this one. Okay, b star. Okay, you can also b star dot star. It's not really required. You can do it, or b star, one whichever you like it, you just do it, and that's all you need to do. List it, and let's go ahead and let's paste it here. This is what you are supposed to do it. Okay, I think that's all with in this problem. Then the part B will start. Okay, thank you for your interest. We will meet again in the next class. Thank you.